work breakdown structure, as I've said earlier, that we are trying to break the whole project work in different modules, different segments, maybe according to the responsibilities which can be given under a particular person. So you break the work in such a way so that the responsibilities can be shared and ultimately they can be combined together to get back the whole project. So, say like giving this example, say product structure level, it could be like you are breaking the could be like say Airbus 380. If you are trying to yeah, the project of making Airbus 380 is a quite a lot of people are involved in that. So it could be based on in a different way it can be broken down. So how like see this is aircraft system. So how this work breakdown structure can be made. So under the project management, so there are different heads: project management, training, data, air vehicle, support equipment, facilities, test and evaluation. So the whole aircraft system of making Airbus 380 can be broken down into this different work breakdown. So one, two, three, four, five, six, seven different segments it has been broken. And under project management, what it comes: system engineering and management and supporting PM activities. So that's project management activities. So that is the project management under that project management part. Then training, in the training part, training module, there is equipment training, there is facility training, then service training. Means the persons who will be doing the training part, they will train in three different modules. Under the training module is divided in three different parts, three different sub modules. Like equipment means whatever equipment that are there will be that will be there, how that they can be handled. Then what are the facilities related to the aircraft that are there, and what are the different services that can be provided in the Airbus. So under training there are some sub modules. Under data there are some sub modules. So this is how you and break the whole structure of a particular project, and then you give the responsibilities to different persons, different project you can say module heads, and they will do the meeting, they will do the discussions, and after they complete their own responsibilities, they can come together, and the whole the project management manager can integrate the whole, and the whole project can be worked out. So that is one example. Say this is another example of software product development. Say release 5 means already some more releases are there. So this can also be, this is related to a particular software product, like Microsoft Office. So Microsoft Office, it was Microsoft Office 2007, then 2010, then 2013. Now it is 365. So there are different releases. Some more improvements are there as 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 the improvements goes on. So just so in this case, in software product development, the whole project is divided in 5 modules, like project management, project requirement, detailed design, construct, and integration and test. So project management is mostly planning and meetings, and administrative part are given under project management. Then product requirement means how the software is to be developed, what are the previous releases has. So user documentation, software itself is being made, what is the requirement. Then the training program material means how it will be different, and how it will be different from the previous release, and what are the extra inputs that can be given to the so that it can be more it can be modified to a better to form a make a better product. Then in the detailed design, actually how the software can be improved. So there, and everywhere there is user documentation means what are the person who have used the previous version, what they, what are the feedbacks they have given, and how that feedback can be implemented. So those things are to be uh, discussed within the person who will be, the persons um, who will be responsible for detailed designing. So they will be looking at the software and the training program and the user documentation. So what is the feedback, and how they can develop the software in a better way so that the user concerns can be addressed. So this is actually work breakdown structure for a software kind of product. Now uh, let me give another definition. Let's give another. Let me show you another presentation explanation of work breakdown structure. WBS is a document similar to bill of material. We will discuss bill of material also today, and divides the total work into major packages to be accomplished. Personnel and other resources necessary to accomplish the project are then made available for all or a portion of the project's duration through temporary assignments from other parts of the organization or by leasing sources or subcontracting portions of the project. So as I have said, it is broken down. Now it is quite possible, as we have given the previous example, that all the different modules may not run simultaneously or may run simultaneously depending upon the requirement of the project. If they are interrelated, unless one particular part is completed, the second part cannot be started, then they can, then first one part has to be completed, then the other part. So resources can may not be shared at that point of time. So but for some projects it's quite possible that work breakdown structure is such that all the different modules can run simultaneously. So in that case, more resources will be required to complete the project. So as it is, that's what it's been says. Personnel and other resources necessary to accomplish the project are then made available for all or a portion of the project's duration. It depends. It depends upon how it is, how the work is broken down into different major packages, work packages. I think we have uh, talked about that. So this techniques, as the name implies, breaks down the work into components and at the same time establishes the connection between the components on the lines of family tree structure. Like I don't know. Yes. See, this is actually a work breakdown structure example. So this is a project. So it is divided into two sub projects. Then some tasks, subtasks. So maybe two different, it is quite possible that sub project 1, which is in the left side, and sub project 2, maybe sub project 1 has to be completed first, then the sub project 2 could be completed. That is quite possible. But for some projects, both of them could be run simultaneously. So they need to, there more resources are required. So yes, uh, this enables integration of people, hardware, and software into total project work system. It depicts the hierarchy of system, breaking an overall system that is planned into individual systems and subsystems at, at different level. Uh, Actually, I haven't edited it, I've just made it. So that's why the line is like that. So the work breakdown structure provides the capability to break the scope into manageable activities, assign responsibility to deliver the project scope, and establish methods to structure the project scope into a form that improves visibility for management, so that more management capabilities can be implemented in such a way that work, the small work, like we have given the example, key. While your sister's marriage, you break down. The first part is so one work is marketing, one job is shopping, and the shopping or marketing for the marriage. Now that marketing for the marriage has two separate parts. One part is clothing and all those marketing, another part is jewelry marketing. So you can break down that way. So what will be the budget according? So you give responsibility for that particular marketing to one person, or who will be handling the more budget. Then another person gets the responsibility of making the cards, arrangement, transportation. So like that. Another person gets the responsibility of making the menu and attending the invitees, like that. So this is how you break down the whole job in such a way so that the jobs can be, the whole project can be done smoothly, so that, and it will be easier to manage. It will be easier to manage. So that's what the objective of doing the work breakdown, breaking the work down. So is a hierarchical presentation of the product or services to be delivered. As we have said, this is a hierarchical presentation, and this is how we break down. Uh, so there are several work breakdown structures. Example, acha, we have already given the example of project management, importance of project management we have already discussed. Key decisions in project management also discussed. Role of a project manager. I don't think this is important to discuss what is the role of a project manager, uh, because all of you understand, if you are a project manager, you will be having the whole responsibility. Uh, you have to perform to the top of your mark, and otherwise you will not be able to satisfy your customer or client, you can say, or maybe your, if you have a CEO above your head. So you have to manage, as a project manager, you have to handle lots of people, lots of resources. So manage the human resource involved in the project, manage communications to see the appropriate parties are informed, manage time, manage quality. So I think we have discussed all these things earlier. A project manager is to ability to motivate and direct team members. Yes, motivation is important, because sometimes what happens, the project goes for a long term, and people get bored after doing for after a point of time, if it's continuing for say 2 3 years. So motivate themselves, motivate the team members is an important aspect of a project manager. Ability to make trade-off decisions. What is trade-off? Can somebody tell me what is trade-off? Can somebody tell me what is trade-off? Hello? Hello? Sorry. Trade-off actually means, if you leave something, what inst if you leave something, instead of that, what you can gain. So, say, suppose during your project, what happens, that you are lagging behind schedule. Suppose for a particular part of the project you are lagging behind schedule. So what you have to do? You have to em- employ more people to work. You need more human resource, so that the deficit can be made up. Deficit can be made up, but there will be some extra cost for that. So you have to uh, think of a trade-off, means whether engaging more people will be beneficial to the overall project or not. If it is engaging more people is beneficial with a short cost for that, that gives you the overall time benefit, then it will be always a good decision to make that trade-off. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if it happens that by by making that trade-off, your overall goal is overall profit gets diminished, and you could not complete the work in time, then it could be not essential. So you try to think about, if I do that instead of that, whether it will be beneficial to the overall decision or not. So that trade-off means, yes, compromise. Somebody, Vikas has said about compromise. So what kind of compromise you do? You do that kind of compromise so that it gets, the overall benefit becomes higher than the whatever the cost of that compromise is. So that's how the trade-off is. So a project management must be that much skillful to know what kind of trade-off he will be doing, and what kind of trade-off he will not be doing. And then the ability to expedite work when necessary, solve crisis problems, and monitor time, budget, and technical details. So, ability to expedite work when necessary means speed up. Expedite means speed up the work where it is necessary. And as we have said time and again, that time and budget are the two important aspects of project. So, the project manager has to always keep it in mind that time and budget should not cross a particular limit. There will be some leverages, but not to a extent beyond the capacity of the project. So that those are the things that will to be kept in mind. So I'm not discussing much of the skills of project manager. It's quite simple. These are the basic idea. You yourself will be the managers in future. So actually you learn more with experience, that when in fact we show our skills according to our requirement, and when you put yourself in a position where certain skills are required, you try to develop those skills, and mm, accordingly people do that. So there are ability to recognize the need of for change and decide what changes are necessary, and finally the ability to maintain and enforce ethical standard, and to model ethical behavior. See, this is a very important aspect nowadays, ethical standard. But I don't know how much ethics is being maintained in the uh, but ethical standard has to be maintained, because there are certain norms in the society that you must maintain ethical standard. Otherwise, uh, if the other companies know about you that you are not, then your reputation will be at stake, and the company as goodwill will diminish day by day if the project or if the work is not done ethically. So it's important for the project manager that he must be an ethical person, and he will maintain that his team will maintain the ethics in the in behavior, as well as all the job, all the work that they do. Now, line of balance. So what is line of balance? For performance measurement in any phase, the requirements of subsequent phases must be known, so that the progress achieved in preceding phases can support the progress required in the successive phase. So what I mean, say in 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 a project there are several phases: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. So when we are almost at the end of phase 1, we must know what are the requirements of phase 2, because phase 1 and phase 2 are interrelated. Phase 1 and phase 2 are interrelated. So the requirement of phase 2 has to be ready, and the output of phase 1 must go into the as an input of phase 2. Then and then only the development can proceed further. So that's what it's been said, that the requirement in any phase, requirement of subsequent phases must be known so that the progress achieved in the preceding phase. So whatever we have achieved in phase 1 can support the progress required in the successive phase. It is a matter of concern if actual progress in any phase of project falls short of the minimum requirement to support the feasible progress of downstream phases and project as a whole. So there are certain benchmarks. Benchmark means certain standards, certain standards of achievements. So you have to achieve those standards to proceed further. Unless you achieve that amount, that standard, you cannot proceed further. There will be the overall goal of the project will not be achieved. The overall project standard, quality, all those things will be diminished if you cannot retain or lift yourself to achieve to a certain standard. And the downstream phases means the phases that comes afterwards will will be will be not up to the mark. So minimum will project the actual progress in any phase of project falls short of minimum requirement. So there are certain minimum requirements of the previous phases outcomes to go proceed further in the next phase. So if you are not able to achieve that, then you cannot proceed further. Now, in that case, the latest permissible situation is the bottom line, not the commitment with the help of LOB. So line of balance, let's come to the term, what is line of balance? So if it is going below the line of balance, so you have to do something to approve, and there is a line of balance so that to achieve the requirement of each phase, you have to maintain that line of balance. Unless you are going below that line, then you have to do something to lift yourself up to reach to that line of balance. Otherwise, you cannot succeed in the next phases in the successive phase. So that is what is called a line of balance. We'll come to that. Yes. Say project control through line of balance. See, project phase 10, 20, 30, maybe days or weeks like that, and there were some requirements. See construction, see the committed schedule and actual progress. See, this is what is called the committed schedule was. Can you see the board, students? Can you see the board? Committed schedule
Yes, sir.
was
Yes, sir.
drawn
Yes, sir.
to the
Yes, sir.
right aligned, and the actual progress is happened to the. That means in the construction phase, you can see in the construction phase the committed phase was committed time was more, say 30 days, but the actual phase, the schedule construction schedule, সরি উল্টো দিক থেকে যাওয়া উচিত ছিল, উল্টো দিক থেকে যাওয়া উচিত ছিল, সরি. So as you can see in this particular figure, there are some phases. So these are the different parts, phases, or you can say construction, delivery at site, engineering for construction, basic engineering, and so those things you can see what is actual schedule and what is actual progress and actual schedule. So committed schedule progress for the project phase was 100 weeks or maybe 100 days. The basic engineering was, but initially it took, basic engineering took more than that. Actual implementation, see, this is actual progress. You can see that's slanted towards left, and committed schedule progress was slanted toward right. So this was the schedule part, actual schedule, but that was committed, and this is actually what has happened. So initially it was increased So then second part, engineering procurement chilo, procurement was more, committed schedule was more, but it was because initially it took more, so that's why it has been shifted. Actually it took less. So line of balance was like the drawn, it was drawn that way. Somewhere there is more, somewhere there is less, so that the whole project schedule gets remains unchanged. So if, as we have said, uh, as we have said, the project manager needs to expedite certain jobs. So when he sees that the basic engineering took more than the actual schedule, more than the committed schedule, then he knows that next phase, he has to expedite in such a way, otherwise the whole schedule will be going haywire. So he does what he does the procurement part. It takes lesser time. Then the engineering construction, the actual committed schedule, uh, uh, committed, whatever committed schedule was there, the actual progress took the similar amount of time. Then so engineering construction took construction took less time. But what I was trying to say is, if there is more time in the previous phase, so the next phase they try to do it in a lesser time, so that the whole budget and time could be maintained properly. So whatever, not only time or budget, but also the requirements, the basic requirements has to be completed within the budget, within the time, within the specifications, within the quality, whatever is prescribed. So those, everything has to be maintained in such a way so that the commitment can be kept properly. So line of balance is something which uh, uh, which uh, helps the project to bring in a proper, within the time frame, or within the budget frame, or uh, within the what should I say, within the quality frame. See, committed activity target and reserved activity target. These are called cats and rats. What is a cat and what is a rat? Cat and rat refer to committed and reserved activity target, respectively, are control tools in the hands of a project manager. The cat would always try to swallow rat, as in the real world. Project management should try to maintain the distance between the committed and the reserved target till the end. What is committed target and what is the reserved target till the end? Software, they try to keep a distance between them. See, this is called cat schedule. See, the above one is the cat schedule and the lower one is the rat schedule. What is cat? Cat is committed activity target. And what is rat? Rat is reserved activity target. Means company says, okay, I will complete. So a company has taken a project from a client, and they said, okay, our schedule is six months time. We will complete the project in 6 months time. So that 6 months they have taken time from the company, but they tell their employees that we have to complete the project within 5 months. So that is what is rat schedule. Cat is always trying to catch the rat. There will be always a gap. You can see there is a gap. So the gap has to be maintained. Otherwise, it may happen that due to certain circumstances, whatever you may not know about the future. So due to certain uncertainties in the supply or whatever be the reason, it could be possible that uh, the cat can catch rat. So reserved activities so that they can keep that 1 month gap, so that any difficulty happens they can complete the job within that 1 month period. If they go beyond the schedule, then the company has to pay a penalty. That is what the rat and cat is all about. If the achieved schedule, if then only slippage will be accepted for reporting the financial institution and general public. The cat and rat schedule should be revised every time, and cost estimates are revised so that the correspondence between the cost and time schedule are maintained. As I was saying, so cat and rat schedule, there are estimates, and it is S-shaped curve. As you can see, they are S-shaped curve. uh, both of them looks like, see, rat is like S-shaped card, and cat is also more or less S-shaped card, and they try to keep a distance. The company tries to keep a distance, always keep a distance between them, because they maintain a schedule in such a way, okay, the balance has to be maintained, so that they whatever commitment the company does, that has to be kept in mind. The rat schedule, the cat schedule at each revision will be based on actual commitments and information as available onto the stage, and rat schedule will add some allowance to the extent of inaccuracy anticipated at that stage. So always it has to be done in such a way, some leverage is to be added, some progress. See, this is progress date percentage in y-axis, and time in x-axis, and milestones as the end of the actual rat schedule milestone is here, but the achievement should be done earlier. If they can maintain this proper gap, so that then the project can be done in a proper manner, and the schedule can be properly maintained. But that actually does not happen